Well, hello all. This is the introduction to OBS and how to essentially start using this software for live streaming. And in a later video, we'll get into the more advanced stuff and how to use it to also record. In this video, I'm going to go over the basic structures to essentially, if you follow this video, you're going to be able to set yourself up with a decent live stream initially. Later videos, I'm going to go into some of the more sources that you can use, some of the more advanced techniques that you can use. But right now, this is going to be based on learning what the different areas of this software is all about and how it works, so that you can get your settings set up, you can create your scenes, the sources that go in your scenes, you can set up your profiles, you can be all ready and good to go. So with that, what you're looking at right now is the basic structure that I made using the software. I have OBS software, OBS Studio set up with an initial scene with the webcam, and I'm using the backdrop of a chemtrail slideshow from the chemtrails in my city that's been going on, because I'm going to be doing a live stream here shortly about chemtrails. And I figured, well, let's make for a good background for now. What I'm going to do is we're going to go over scenes, sources, and settings, and well, we'll get into scene collection. But for right now, the first thing that we're going to do is we need to take a look at where do you get OBS? All right, here we are. This is the website where you're going to get OBS. Let me go back one. So when you go to OBS project, okay, and we're going to type in the Google search OBS, okay, hit enter. And well, let me go OBS Studio. Okay, here's the address. I'm going to put this in the description for you so you can get it in case you don't have the software yet. And this is the initial page that you're going to come to. And it's going to say download OBS. When you click on this, it's going to give you the option. Are you using a Windows 7 or greater operating system? Because it's got to be at least Windows 7 or higher. If you're using that, this is the button you click on. If you're using the Mac software, you click on this. If you've got a Linux system, use this. You pick the one that you need, download it, and install it into your computer. Now let me slide this over. Now you see me sliding it over. The reason being is because I have two screens. I have my main screen and I have a secondary monitor that's connected up to my video card, because I have an advanced video card that allows me to do that. I find it very handy, especially when it comes to working with OBS and some of the options that I have available for what I can do. So with that said, once you install the software and you're ready to go, start it up and then come back to this video. All right, now, first thing we want to look at is over here in the settings button. When you click on the settings, you're going to have general, stream, output, audio, video, hotkeys, and advanced. The hotkeys in the advanced, we're kind of going to leave for a later video. For right now, we're going to be concerned with stream, output, audio, and video. Mainly video, output, and stream. Kind of go over the general real quick. Okay, the general, you have language. Leave it alone, English, unless you speak another language. Then you're going to have to change that. Theme. Right now, I have it set to Arachne. You see the purplish color, the blue boxes that are clicked and unclicked. There's default, which brings everything to the white look, and the basic boxes and everything. You have the dark look, which gives you the dark in all the basic boxes. And then you have Arachne, and that's my preferred one. Output. Now, these two boxes, I don't have them checked. I would highly suggest that when you're first starting out with OBS, you go ahead and click them. It confirms the dialog when you're starting streams, and it confirms the dialogue when you're stopping streams. And what that does is you don't accidentally start streaming while you're working around and accidentally start streaming live to stuff you don't want people to see. You know, like I was doing a bunch of testing and changing stuff, and I didn't have these boxes checked, and it streamed to my channel, and I had a 55-minute live stream where I was using some colorful language and smoking cigarettes and whatnot, you know, stuff that I normally don't do when I live stream. So if you have that clicked, when you hit the start stream button over here, if this is clicked, okay, like we go, okay, and I'm going to say apply, okay, and I hit start stream, you get, are you sure you want to start the stream? No. Okay, the reason why I didn't know that, so I was streaming when I shouldn't have. I deleted it out of my channel. It was a waste of time anyway. But if you have that clicked, you cannot start streaming without knowing that you're actually streaming. And this one here, stopping streaming, you can't accidentally stop your stream and not know that you stopped it, because you'll get the dialog box that says, do you really want to know if you want to do that? I have it set to automatically record when streaming, so anything that I stream gets recorded to my hard drive, and I have keep recording when stream stops, because I don't know why they have these two buttons like this. Why is it going to automatically record when you stop streaming? It just disappears, because I have use for that. For example, I did a live stream here last night. I did a 1 hour live stream. I stopped the live stream for 10 minutes and started it back up so it would upload to my YouTube channel. And then started it back up because this thing was going to go all night. Well, the whole thing conglomerately was 9 hours long we streamed. Now, what I was going to do was I thought I had it, you know, correctly connected, where this box where it says keep recording when streaming stops was clicked, but it wasn't. But what I was going to do was I was going to dissect that live stream into several 1 hour sections and call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and whatnot, so that you could pick the one you want to watch to. You don't have to click on a 9 hour live stream. What that keeps me from doing is I don't have to download a 9 hour live stream to my computer and eat up my bandwidth and time to dissect and then re-upload it, because it's already on my computer for me to do the work on. Source aligning, this is a snap, which means when you, for example, let me just cancel out of this for now. When I click on me, see how it snaps to the edge? Snaps to the edge. Now, normally I keep myself kind of smaller and in the corner, and I snap. If I have any other sources that are open up in this, when I move it, it'll snap to those too. I find that kind of pretty much useful. So you can set the sensitivity. You can, whether you want at the edge of the screen, other sources, whether you want to snap horizontal or vertical center is up to you. I leave the projectors alone. You can do whatever you want. You can investigate that. I don't play with them, so I couldn't tell you about that. Streaming services. I clicked show all services for a reason. Mine is set to restream because that's where I stream to, and restream will then in turn restream to YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. There's several of them that I've set up, so I'm streaming to several different social media platforms all at one time. Okay, and you click the box. If you're just going to stream to YouTube, there you go. I find it's been more handy to go through Restream, and I will do in the next video about Restream, because when you stream to Restream and they turn around and stream it to like YouTube, you get their servers and their streaming capabilities with their networking and their bandwidth, which keeps everything up. Okay, but it does all depend upon what your settings are in here, because what you set in here is what you stream to restream, and that's what they stream to YouTube. You go to YouTube straight out, you still got to make sure your settings are right to have a good stream. The server for me is, I use the US East Washington. If you're set for YouTube, it's going to say default server. Just leave it right there, or it's got a name for it. It's got theirs, and then they got a backup. Just leave it as it is. Stream key. If you don't know what a stream key is, okay, I'm going to crawl this over here like this. Let me go to, is this what I want? Yes, and we'll go to live stream. Bring it up. And here's your live stream channel like on YouTube. For example, I'll show you for them. This is the server, which is going to already come up for you. And here's the stream key. Click reveal and copy it. I'm not going to reveal it because you don't need to know my stream key, and don't ever let people see your stream key. If they do, you're going to give them the ability to stream on your channel with whatever they want. You don't want that, okay? So you copy that, and let me move this back over, and you paste it in here with the correct, when you go to YouTube, if that's what you're going to use, and you paste it in there. Whatever social media platform that you're going to live stream to, that's available here, pick it, get the server correct, get your stream key in, you're good to go. Output. Right now it's set on advanced. When you get it initially, it's going to say streaming simple. You're going to have your video bitrate. Mine is set at 2500. You're going to find what works best for you with your bandwidth and with your what your upload speeds are. You'll find what that works with you. YouTube requires that you use a minimum of 1000 for your video bitrate. My encoder is set to hardware NVEC. That's because I got an NVIDIA video card in my computer. By default, you're going to see this, okay? I use the hardware here, and I use Enable Advanced Encoder Settings and Enforce Streaming Services Bitrate Limits, okay? That's set up for my NVIDIA hard card, my video card, okay? Encoder settings, the lower the quality that you use, basically what it does is it lowers, excuse me, the higher you want to get the higher the number is, the less CPU power you're using. So basically, high performance is good. High quality is really up there. High performance is pretty much where you want to stay at when you're streaming, okay? Recording path. I record to G videos. I have and G is a location on my computer. I have several hard drives, so I save the G in videos, and that's where it goes, okay? Recording quality. I use high quality medium files. That works. You have several choices that you can choose from. Indistinguishable, lossless. I would recommend high quality is where you sit at. You're going to get a fine recording, and you're not going to cause problems, and it's not going to be, when you start getting into this indistinguishable and lossless, tremendously large files, medium-sized files. So I kind of stay there. It still gives you a good recording quality. Record format. If you're on an Apple, you want to use Move. There's the MKV, the FLV, which is for Adobe Flash. I use MP4. And of course, if you use MP4, it tells you that if it crashes, it's going to be an unrecoverable recording. I take that chance because I prefer it to be that. My encoder, once again, I use my hardware, my NVEC. This is the simple. If you go into advanced, now it's going to give you streaming. You have your several tracks, your encoder. I use the NVEC, my video card, for that. I enforce the streaming limits. I leave rate control at CBR. That's fine. Once and again, the bit rate. Pretty much leave all of this alone. You're all good to go. By default, when you install the software, that's what it's going to say, and this is what you're going to get. Rescale output. I'm going to explain what the 1440. This is my screen resolution for my monitor that I use for my primary monitor. If I leave that unclicked, then it's going to record to whatever the settings are that you have for what you're going to upload your stream at. I recommend 1280 by 720. It seems to be, it works the best. It's the best for streaming. You will get no warnings. If you're having problems, you can always lower that. And we'll get into that when I get over here to video. But I leave this set at NVEC H24, which is what I use, and I rescale to 144900 because it's the best settings for my monitor, and I leave the rest of this alone. Recording, once and again, standard. You can choose custom. I would say just standard is fine. Recording path, leave as it is. Recording format, your encoder, leave all this alone. You should be good to go. Now let's go to, and you go audio. You have the different tracks, the audio bit rates, and you can name each one of these tracks. I don't use replay buffer. Okay, so now we go to audio, and this is where you got your settings for the audio. I pretty much leave this at default. It works just fine. I wouldn't touch it. Video. Base canvas resolution. This is the resolution that is on your monitor that you're going to be doing all of your work with OBS. Whatever your monitor's resolution is, that's what you should have in that box. Output scaled resolution, I have it set at 1280 720. That works the best for streaming. I would suggest you set that. Leave the downscale filter at bicubic. It's going to work fine. Don't worry about this. Make sure you can be set at 2997 30. I would stay right in this area. It works best for live streaming. The less frames per second that you're uploading, the better stream you're going to get. So therefore, stay around 2997 or 30. It's going to be your best choice. Hotkeys, you can go through this on your own. Start streaming, stop streaming with a discard delay. Start recording, stop recording. Well, you can set what hotkeys you want to use on your keyboard. You got your different, your chemtrail slideshow, the scene, which is to switch your scenes, and we'll get into all that. Show the webcam, hide the webcam. You got all the different options. You can set all your hotkeys for all of this different stuff that has to do with your scenes, your sources, your audio. Advanced, I wouldn't touch. This is all fine. What's set for default is going to work fine for you. I would suggest leaving it alone. Okay. And you see you got your different choices here. Just go by default because default is going to be what your network that your internet is going to be at. So I would leave that alone. And those are the basic general settings that you want to make sure you have set before you do anything. So I would suggest stopping the video and going back and looking over what I just went over if you need to set yourself up and get your software set up. Okay, we hit apply, say okay, and now it's gone. Okay, so that is your basic settings that you need to know before you even start anything. The next thing I'm going to talk about is scenes, sources, mixer, and scene transitions and duration. Basically, we're going to work with scenes and sources in this video. We'll get into the mixer here on the next video. I may cover this a little bit. May touch on screen collection and profile depending on how long this video goes. Let me get that box out of there. Okay. Depending on how long this video goes, I may add that in on this video, or I may put that in the next one. This video, when I get done, you're pretty much going to be able to set yourself up with a decent looking screen, you know, set up for your live stream, so it's visually interactive along with audio interactive with the people who are going to be viewing your live stream. So with that, let's get on to scenes. Well, after thinking about this, what I'm going to do is, now that you know the settings, I'm going to end this video and I'm going to start another video where I will be covering what scenes are, what sources are, how to use them. We may get into the mixer, or I may hold that up. What I'm trying to do is keep the time limits on these videos, these tutorials, down around 20 minutes or so. That way you're not stuck watching a 1 hour video. You can always look at the next ones and the next ones and the next ones. So I'm going to stop this video and let you get your settings set up. And once you got that all good to go, and you followed what I've been telling you, and you got your settings all set, go ahead and jump to the next video. I'm going to try to get this one uploaded and get my scenes, sources, and mixer video up next. And we'll see how far I get, because I got a friend of mine that he has the his channel is called Scarab Performance, and he does a live stream on Saturday nights called After Hours Speakeasy, and it's usually really a good time. There's a lot of people in there. Go to Scarab Performance. Come join us. I'll probably be there tonight, so if I don't get the scenes and sources video done tonight before his live stream is up, I'll finish it after his live stream is over, and I'll get this uploaded tonight. It'll be up tonight, though. I work third shift, so I kind of keep my sleeping habits the way I normally sleep during the week, because when you work third shift, it's really hard to work all night, sleep in the morning. I usually stay up till around 12 or noon and crash out and get up around 8:30, quarter to 9, get ready and go to work. So, sort of like when you're first shift, you don't come home and go to bed from 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. until 11 o'clock and get up and stay all night and go to work. And I don't do that on third shift. I get home from work and I stay up all morning, and around noon I go to bed. So since I try to keep that schedule even through the weekend, I'll be able to do the rest of the basic tutorials to get you really uploaded and going. Like I said, I'm going to try to do 25-minute videos per one. So this one here is based on settings. The next one is going to be on scenes, sources, and I'll probably get into mixer. So with that, peace y'all, and hope to see you on the next video. Have a good day.